Right, welcome to this review for the new Traitor's Hate book here from Games Workshop. It's part of the Black Crusade collection here. So in this video I'm going to review the book, run through the different rules and formations and so on, and give you my verdict on this new release. So I've got mine from gamingfigures.com. They do Games Workshop 15% off. If your order comes to over £100, they give you an extra 5% off on top of that. And then I believe in the UK, if your order comes to over £40, then they give you free postage as well. It just means you can get your regular Warhammer 40,000 stuff and then at a pretty good discounted rate. And that all helps. So it's gamingfigures.com. You can check them out. They do 40k and then a whole load of other stuff as well. So I'm interested in Chaos because I think a lot of the models are previous generation, some even the plastics, a lot of them are lacking, I think. It's an army that a lot of frustrated people collecting Chaos because they feel it's neglected, one of the neglected factions. So I think some new miniature releases, especially with these new illustrations, to some new miniatures to match the new artwork, I think would be very good indeed. I just think that some of the plastics are terrible. And they need sort of like a Dark Elder overhaul would be good. So some artwork here. This may well be in full colour a bit later on. But Khorne units here, Berserkers I think charging in against Guardsmen and Blood Angels, or one of the Blood Angels similar chapters there. There's your colour schemes. You've got your Rotten Bones and so on, the dark colours. And then this red ooze and rotten blood kind of effect. It's like a colour palette that you could use just there. So here they are. See these, for example. If they redid these Terminators, I think they desperately need to be redone. Regular Chaos Space Marines need to be redone. So I'm sort of surprised. The Games Workshop releasing these brand new books, and they're not redoing these core units, which I think desperately need to be redone. So, just my take. Here's the full colour version here. Cadian troops here, fighting the long war. The slaughter begins. So it's mixed reaction, I think, from Chaos players in this one, but we'll see as we get into the rules here as to how good. See, look, that's the potential of how they could sculpt these miniatures up to look. Cool, that's nice. Look at that, fighting Skitari here. Wow, nice artwork, that one. There's a nice colour scheme, that one, the red and the gold, and sort of the bone, the splatter blood effect. Those look cool. There they are, fighting the Skitari again. Or Admech, there's other units there as well. So these are the ones you get with the Dark Vengeance set, and those are very nicely sculpted, really, really nice. I just wish they'd bring up the other models. Raptors are looking quite nice, but regular Chaos Space Marines with the horns and the spikes just could be done so much better. Definitely. There's a mixture of nice units and then outdated ones, which is frustrating. Yeah, there they are. Just moving through here, colour schemes then to help you out with your markings and so on. Very bright red, that on the page. I think that suits Chaos better, that darker, deeper red. More tarnished sort of look. Very, very bright lighting here on these pages. The Knights fight a lot of red. Kill, maim and burn. So loads of... This is like a story here. Yeah, this is all narrative. It's not history, it's actually a story. It continues on and on. Goes on. Interesting, I've never really seen that before. It's the new Blood Angels, it ties in with the new Blood Angels book coming out. That's the new Jump Chaplain there. Must be an older piece of artwork, must be. Yeah, Khar the Betrayer, I think. Yeah, they are classic models. It's been redone. I'm not too much of a fan. This is a possessed here, and again, see the potential of how they could be sculpted up. You know, a bit finer in their sculpting, I think, is what's needed. Yeah, I just think these could be done. The Khorne Berserkers and so on could be done so much better. Yeah, miles behind. Compare them even to the Death Company here. Do need an update. Still more here, still more structure. We're almost halfway through the book and still not onto any rules yet. More heraldry, paint colour schemes, still more storyline here. It's a fair bit. Still going. Okay, chapter 3, Ritual's End. Oh, you're joking, this is another story, right? More story. Another story. So, it's like a sort of narrative campaign type book, I suppose here. Nice artwork. Story continues. Unbelievable, I don't think I've seen anything like this before. Yeah, more storyline. Right, here's some structure. Chaos Warband, we're well over halfway, 2/3 of the way through. More colour schemes. Still more colour schemes. Breaking the cage, more storyline. So, right, so it's not really a codex supplement as such. I think it's more of a get into the whole campaign and storyline. Read through it, and that can help you generate some ideas for games, because we're still pushing through here. Right, so chapter 4, Forces of Chaos. Almost 3/4 of the way through, and we're on to some rules. So I'm sure there are people that will appreciate all of that work that's gone into the back storyline there. So we'll see what comes up here. Renegade Knights, right? So they've published it now. They've put it into a book. So there's the Renegade Knight that came out with the Renegade box set, the great value set that you can get now for Knights. You get like a Renegade transfer sheet in with it. I think you get the damaged helmet inside, but you definitely get the transfer sheet to paint up as Renegade. So, Forsworn Knight detachment, you can take one Lord of War, so you can take him on his own, and that counts, that's fine. Renegade Knights, Forsworn, their oaths to the Imperium, they're traitors to the Emperor of Mankind, and are hated and reveled as such. The purposes of ally rules, Renegade Knights, faction allies of factions act the same way as Chaos Space Marines. This means that Renegade Knights and Chaos Knights treat each other as battle brothers. Sorry, Renegade Knights and Chaos Space Marines count as battle brothers, whilst both will only ally with an Imperial Knight, part of the army's Imperium, come the apocalypse. So just to clarify that. Here's the Renegade Knights, 325 points. There's some expensive upgrades here. So it's the usual stat line, but there's some cool options for this guy. Heavy Stubber, Reaper Chainsaw, Thunderstrike Gauntlets. That's the combat style that they've gone for here. You can replace the stubber with a melter gun, 5 points. I usually keep the stubber, I think, just to make sure you get the hit, so you can then get the charge off at that nearby target. You may take one of the following carapace weapons: an Iron Storm missile pod, Twin Icarus autocannon, and Storm Spear rocket pod. 40 points, 35 and 30. For those, and then may replace Thunderstrike Gauntlet with one of the following: take a thermal cannon for 45 points, a rapid fire battle cannon with heavy stubber for 50 points, and then Avenger Gatling cannon with heavy flamer for 50 points. So that's those options there. And then here it's a bit more dynamic actually than regular Imperial Knights, which is interesting how you've got more flexibility with the Renegade Knight. You can then replace the Reaper Chainsaw with a thermal cannon, rapid fire battle cannon, and Avenger Gatling cannon. So the potential there is you could take 2 thermal cannons or 2 rapid fire battle cannons or 2 Avenger Gatling cannons. Nice, but you will pay a lot for it. If you took 2 Avenger Gatling cannons, that would then cost you 450 35 points. So your knight's going to start bumping up in cost, but you know, you've got the flexibility there to choose some excellent weapons. There's the weaponry there. It's the same as the Imperial Knights Codex, so you can check out all the details on that Codex review, which is already up and running on the channel. But interesting, the flexibility for them. So they've included them in the book here, so that's all enclosed within. So onto data sheets here. So it looks like Cornwall Skulls is included. Okay. All right. So since Codex Chaos Space Marines was published, there have been several new miniatures released into Chaos Space Marines range. This chapter of the book is designed to be used in conjunction with Chaos Space Marines to provide players with all the rules needed to play games of 40k. Right, so it's like an addition to the Codex. Foremost amongst the rules, and this just must mean the Chaos Space Marines Codex is not going to be redone for a fair while. They wouldn't waste their time doing this book. Foremost amongst the rules are Cornwall Skulls, Khar the Betrayer, weapons rules of Ghoulstorm Cannon, Hades Gatling Cannon, and Mountain Lord of Skulls. Furthermore, Chaos Vindicators, Predators can now be fielded as squadrons. Alright, okay. Alright, so they've added that in. Interesting how they just decided to update the Codex, not re-release it. In addition to new units and vehicle squadrons, this section allows you to organise your Chaos Space Marines collection as a Black Crusade detachment. Right. And enjoy the command benefits for your army gains for doing so. In addition, this section includes 11 Chaos Space Marine formations, a nice amount of formations there that can be used as any part of any unbound or battleforged army. This section also introduces 4 new psychic disciplines. Cool. Sinistrum, Heretic, Ectomany, and Geomortis. Interesting, it'll be fascinating to see those. Finally, rounding off, these new rules are a set of 6 new tactical objective cards. They replace numbers 11 to 16 in the rules and reflect the way Chaos Space Marines fight. Alright, so Chaos Vindicators, Linebreaker Bombardment. If this unit contains 3 Chaos Vindicators, they can fire all the Demolisher cannons. The squadron can fire a single Linebreaker Bombardment instead of firing normally. To do so, nominate one model in the squadron as the firer. The firer's Demolisher cannon changes its type from Large Blast to Apocalyptic and gains Ignores cover, so it matches the Space Marines. So Chaos players will be pleased about that, I'm sure. You can now include up to 2 more, 120 points. You can take a Siege Shield for 10, and then regular vehicle equipment. So updating the Codex. Wasn't fair that Chaos Space Marines couldn't do that. They can now. Chaos Predators. Kill Shot. Whilst this unit includes 3 Chaos Predators, all Chaos Predators in the unit have Monster Hunter or Tank Hunter. Cool. They're 75 points each. You can take Twin Link Laser Cannon for 25, Sponson Heavy Bolters for 20, Laser Cannons for 40, and the usual upgrades as well. So that's good. I suppose it's good they put that in. Okay, so on to detachments now. Okay. So, a Black Crusade detachment. I wonder what kind of benefits you get. This detachment must include at least 1 core choice and 1 auxiliary. It may include up to 5 command choices and any number of additional core or auxiliary choices in any combination. Only the data sheets listed here can be included in this detachment, and all units must have Chaos Space Marines faction. Okay, so the minimum is 1 core, 1 auxiliary. Command benefits. Lord of Chaos. If this detachment is your primary detachment, you can reroll all your traits. But only in Codex Chaos Space Marines. It's not in the rulebook. Death to the False Emperor. All units in this detachment have Hatred, Armies of the Imperium Special Rule. Okay. Which is Armies of the Imperium, I think, is quite a broad spectrum, so pretty handy. In addition, any unit from this detachment that has the option of taking the Veterans of the Long War Special Rule can do so for free. Okay, so pretty good. And then Path to Glory. At the start of each friendly turn, choose a model in this detachment with the Champion of Chaos Special Rule, roll on the Chaos Boon table. the model has that result for the rest of the game. If the model is the favoured scions, special rule, roll twice, apply one for both results. I think that's pretty good. Another bonus there. So I think it's pretty cool. Some pretty good benefits there, and then plus your other benefits for your formations as well. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so I think some pretty good incentives. There's some point savings and some benefits there from Path to Glory, so not bad. Alright, so his special rules then I've included in here, Khar the Betrayer and so on. Let's take a look at him. He's 160 points, so he's not ridiculous in price. His weapon skill 7, ballistic skill 5, strength 5, toughness 4, 3 wounds, initiative 5, 4 attacks, nice, leadership 10, and a 3+ save. He's got a plasma pistol, so he's going to be hitting on 2s. He's got frag and crack grenades. Then Aura of Dark Glory. Then Hatred Incarnate. Then Champion of Chaos. I'm guessing these rules are inside the Chaos Space Marines Codex. Champion of Chaos. Fearless, nice. Furious Charge, nice. Independent Character, Mark of Khorne, Veterans of the Long War. So some extra rules on top of this as well. Whoa, it's pretty nasty actually. When rolling to hit with Khan's melee attacks, an unmodified roll of 1. 1s are not discarded, instead they automatically hit a friendly model, but not Khan, locked in close combat. Randomly determine, roll each roll of 1. For each roll of a 1 you roll the dice, which model is hit from those within 6 of Khan. If there are no visible targets in range, these attacks are discarded. Right, so he's sometimes best left on his own. Or you put a bodyguard with him that's just like no upgrades, because there's a chance he's going to kill them. Blessing of the Blood God. Khan and his unit always pass their Deny the Witch rolls on 2+. In addition, if Khan suffers an unsaved wound from a force weapon, that weapon cannot inflict instant death upon him. Okay. I'm not sure about the model. He's sort of a funny angle. You'd have to see it at a different angle because you can't see the axe here, so I can't get a good 3D picture of him. At the moment it's very flat and I can't see round, but he's at quite a steep angle as he moves as well, so not so sure on that one. The helmet looks cool. A big size to the crest and so on, and the intricate details in the armour looks nice, but the angle of the posing, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about these chains coming off here as well. Quite thick looking. Unstoppable. Khan's melee attacks always hit on 2+, even if they would otherwise hit automatically. So nice. He's got a Chaos Artifact here, the Gore Charge, it's +1 strength, so he's strength 6, strength 7 on the charge, Furious Charge, AP 2, melee armor bane, not unwieldy. Brilliant. He's initiative 5 with frag and crack grenades, and it's armor bane. He's a good, decent commander. That 160 points. You don't have to pay for any of these extras, so I think he's pretty reasonable. He's not Eternal Warrior, I don't think, and no Invun, I don't think. So, but still pretty cool. So then on to Khorne, Lord of Scars. Still haven't faced one of these yet in the game, but looking forward to the day when we get one involved in one of the future battles. But he's 888 points. His weapon skill 4, ballistic skill 3, is pretty poor. Strength 10, base. Front 13, side 13, rear 11. Initiative 3, 4 attacks, pretty good. And then 9 hull points, nice and durable from him. He's got a Gore Storm cannon. I wonder if they've included the stats for these, but they have. Yeah, here, Khorne, Lord of Scars, war gear. A Gore Storm cannon, his Hellstorm, strength 8, AP 3. Ugh, horrible marine killing template weapon. That's horrible. Next is the Hades Gatling. This template's cool because of his poor ballistic skill. Template's good. Hades Gatling Cannon. Range 48. Strength 8, AP 3, heavy 12. So you're only going to be hitting with, on average, with 6 of those. It's not that incredible. Strength 8's pretty handy though against vehicles. So not bad at all, actually. The Great Cleaver of Khorne. Must be a D weapon. Strength D, AP 1. Yes. God. So nasty enough. Demonic Possession, Demon Forge, Fleet, It Will Not Die, and Rage. So he's armed pretty good. We'll cover those in a second. You may replace Gorestorm Cannon with one of the following. So you could take an Ichor Cannon. That gives you primary weapon 1, large blast, strength 7, AP 2, range 48. Oh no, I'd keep the Gorestorm. I really would. That's nasty. No, I'd keep the Gorestorm. Then you can replace the Gorestorm Cannon with a Demon Gore Cannon. It's 65 points, that's a lot. It's Hailstorm, strength 9, AP 3. Gets hot, instant death. Strength 9, AP 3, strength 8, AP 3. Instant death. Oh, well, instant death, I mean, for example, you can't have Exbrood, you 2s to wound, instead of causing a few wounds, you get instant death every model. So potentially it's expensive to pay out for, but it could pay for itself quite quickly. Demon Gore Cannon. Ugh, no, potentially it could wreck stuff there, but fair amount of points. May replace Hades Gatling Cannon with a Skull Hurler. 60 points, again expensive. Range 60, strength 9, AP 3, primary weapon Apocalyptic Blast, and Gnaw. Successful saving throws must be re-rolled. Oh dear, so nasty. They're nastily armed. Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen one yet on the channel. Looking forward to seeing them used, but it's a horrible thing. I suppose because 888 points, yeah, you play an 1850 point game, half your points are gone on that thing. So you know, as an Imperial Knight, you could field one for 325 points, but for this guy, it's almost triple the cost. So I can understand why we're not seeing them in the 1850 points game. So hopefully Apocalypse. So that's him. He's good though. It's pretty good. Next is a Chaos Warband. So onto formations now. So this is the bit I think where Chaos players are hoping to get some formations that are decent formations. So for this one you have to take a Chaos Lord, a Sorcerer. You don't have to take a Sorcerer. 0 to 1 Sorcerer. 1 to 3 units of any combination of Chosen, Chaos Terminators, and Possessed. So this is a formation that can go very big, or you can constrict it quite down. 2 to 6 units of Chaos Space Marines. You have to take a minimum of 2. 1 to 3 units in any combination of Raptors, Warp Talons, Chaos Bikers. So it's making you take a fair spread here. 1 to 3 units chosen in any combination of Havocs and Hellbrutes. So really it's your army there. You know, you can build your army around that. If you do, you get Favoured Scions. When a model with a Chaos Warband earns a roll on the Chaos Boon table as a result of the Champions of Chaos, you roll twice on the table and choose either or... Oh, boy. You roll twice on the table and choose either one or both of the results. I think that's pretty cool. Pretty good. Next one, objective secured. All units, there's one or the other. So if there's one you didn't want, you could sort of try and go for the other instead. Objective secured. All units in the Chaos Warband have this special rule and will control objectives even if an enemy scoring units within range. Objective mark unless that also has the special rule. So objective secured for the whole lot. All units, everything. Wow. So not bad actually. Not bad. Next one is Maelstrom of Gore. One Chaos Lord or Khar the Betrayer. 4 to 8 units of Khorne Berserkers. This formation's Chaos Lord must be given the Mark of Khorne at no additional points cost. Blood Crazed. Maelstrom of Gore units have the Fleet special rule and add 3 to their charge distances. Whoa, nice. So that improves them a fair bit. Red Rain. Once per battle at the start of your movement phase, a Maelstrom of Gore can summon the Red Rain. When it does so, every unit in the formation that is locked in combat is allowed to pile in and fight as if it were a fight sub-phase. Well, you do this during your movement phase, but enemy units cannot fight back. Using this ability does not stop Maelstrom Gore's units from fighting again in the assault phase. A little bonus attack. Maelstrom of Gore. Nice. So good formation as well. These aren't bad here. They're not blow away amazing, I don't think, but they're decent enough. The Lost and the Damned. 1 Dark Apostle. 4 to 9 units of Cultists. Oh, this is cool. A Tide of Traitors. Each time a unit of Chaos Cultists from this formation is destroyed, roll a dice 4+, you can immediately place a new identical unit into ongoing reserve. These units gain out... What? These units gain outflank. These units gain the outflank special rule, but otherwise count as being part of the original formation. So they come on the flanks. So roll a d6 as described above if they are subsequently destroyed as well. Victory points are awarded as normal for new units in this formation that have been completely destroyed. So just keep coming back. Nice. Prophet of the Gods. The Dark Apostle's Zealot special applies to all the Lost and Damned units within 6. So they're all Zealots. It's funny. Okay, so another nice formation, that. And cheap enough, because I think you could take units of traitors here, cultists, and like no upgrades, and then just keep really cheap. And you could get that formation into an army without too much trouble, I should think. Hellforged War Pack. So you've got a Warp Smith, and then 3 to 5 units of Hellbrute, Smaller Fiend, Forge Fiend, Defilers. So a mechanical thing here. Master of Mechanical Warpcraft, whilst their Warp Smith is alive and on the battlefield. Hellforged War Pack models that have already used their Demon Forge special rule during the game can choose to do so for a second and or subsequent time. Okay, and then Warpack Alpha. One vehicle model from the Hellforged Warpack must be nominated as the Alpha. It gains character unit type and a 4+ invuln save. If the Warpack Alpha is completely destroyed, all other models gain Rage. So, pretty good extras for that as well. I like the Lost in the Damned formation. Because the other cool thing is you paint your units up and then you're not having to paint loads of extra models because you're reusing ones you already have. It's not too bad. A Helldrake Terror Pack. Sounds good. 2 to 4 Helldrakes. Rising Terror. Enemy units that have been 12 of 2 models from a Helldrake Terror Pack reduce their leadership by 1. Enemy units that have been 12 of 3 models reduced by 2, or reduce the leadership by 3 if there have been 12 of 4. So there's an incentive to take a bigger group of these. -3 leadership within 12. So you come on with 4 of them. Each one burns out a unit, and then the remnants taking their morale checks if they're losing 25% or more at -3. Ugh, horrible. Merciless Pursuit. When performing a vector strike with a Helldrake Terror Pack against a target that is pinned, falling back, or has gone to ground, the target unit suffers D6 strength 7 AP2 hits instead of 1. So nice. Nasty. Horrible formation. Nasty. Oh, nasty. Nice theme to that. I like the idea of it. It's not bad here. We've got plenty of formations. I think it's improved the situation for Chaos, there's no doubt about that. Cult of Destruction. There's a nice variety here, so depending on what theme and angle you want to take, there's a formation for you here. 1 to 3 Warp Smiths. 3 to 5 units of Obliterators or Mutilators. These models are horrible. They're just so bad. There's so much potential for them to do a better job. They look so dreadful. No, it's definitely nice model there, Warp Smith, but these guys just not very nice at all. I would say, just thinking of all the factions, the Chaos are in the most need of a revamp out of every faction, in my opinion. Imperionic Guidance Rituals. At the start of the Chaos Space Movement phase, each Warp Smith in this formation can perform a set of Imperionic Guidance Rituals on 1 unit of Obliterators and Mutilators from the formation that's within 8. Each warp smith must pick a different unit to perform the ritual upon. So you could take 3 warp smiths, 3 units. Each one does a ritual on one. If unit of obliterators is selected, then it can shoot twice at the same unit in the shooting phase. If unit of mutilators is selected, it can attack twice after piling in the assault phase of the turn. Carry out the first set of attacks to completion, then carry out the second set of attacks. A unit must use different weapons for the 2 different sets of attacks and cannot use a weapon that is used in the previous turn. Okay, so some restrictions there, but pretty weird, that one. Just wondering how you've got to keep the warp smiths up with these guys. It's interesting. Interesting formation, that one. I probably won't go for it, so I probably wouldn't collect the models. I'm not too keen on how they look. Then Fist of the Gods is next. 1 warp smith, so really plenty of formations for the warp smith to be part of. 3 to 5 units in a combination of Predators, Vindicators, Land Raiders. Dark Wards. All vehicles from the Fist of the Gods have a 6+ invuln save whilst within 12. Nothing major. Unholy Blessings. The Warpsmith from this formation has +1 bonus from making attempts to repair a vehicle from this formation. Alright, it's not bad. A lot of armies are probably going to have this number of vehicles anyway, and then a Warpsmith maybe, and then just chuck them in and make them that formation. There's a couple of bonuses, but nothing. Probably one of the weaker ones, that one. Not so keen on that. Next is a Raptor Talon. 1 Chaos Lord, and then 3 to 5 units chosen in a combination of Raptors, Warp Talons. This formation's Chaos Lord must be equipped to a jump pack, and it doesn't cost. So again, it just depends what theme you're after. If you're a big fan of these, then here's a formation to suit them. Predatory Warriors. Units in this formation can charge on the same turn they arrive from Deep Strike. Oh, that is very significant. But always count as making a disorder charge, so that's okay. This is a big change up with 40k at the moment. It seems like there's a number of factions that are starting to be able to do this. Blood Angels is rumoured, another one. So it's quite significant that the Chaos do get access to this as well. Cacophonic War Cries. Enemy units that are charged by 2 or more units from Raptor must subtract 2 from their leadership until the end of the turn. So if you're looking to break a unit, try and beat them in combat, and then make them run, they're going to lose -2 on their leadership. Or if you shoot them up, it depends on what you equip them with, then they... No. You have to be charged by 2 or more, so it's a pile in combat, and then try and break them. Interesting. But the whole point of deep striking charging is a massive upgrade then. That's a key formation, that one. Horrible formation. So armies that castle up, sometimes Town, Imperial Guard, Space Marines even, may well find themselves in a fair bit of trouble as different armies gain access to this deep striker charge potential. Interesting. Right, next one's a Terminator Annihilation Force. Plenty of formations here. A lot of formations. 1 Chaos Lord or Sorcerer. 3 to 5 units of Terminators. The Sorcerer must be equipped to Terminator armour. Doesn't cost to take it. Targets you save them. Because that might be 30-40 points to take that upgrade. So you're getting that for free. Targeted for Annihilation at the start of the game. But before deployment, nominate 1 unit in the enemy army. Units in this formation have hatred when making attacks against a nominated unit. In addition, units in this formation can make a shooting attack against a nominated unit immediately after they deploy by deep strike if it's in range line of sight. This does not stop the unit from shooting again later in the same turn, either at the same or a different target. Just get a free shot with 1 unit. Nominate 1 unit. So you're deep striking in, couple scatter off, 1 does get nearby to the hated unit character, and then you get your shot, and then you can shoot again. You get shot in the movement phase, and shoot again later in the shooting phase. Same target, or you can choose a different target. Target updated. If the enemy unit nominated for annihilation is completely destroyed, you can immediately pick a new enemy unit. That's nice. Targeted for annihilation rule applies to the new unit from then on. If the new unit is destroyed also, pick another unit and so on. Nice. No, I can't complain that. Good formation, that one. Very good. Next is Favoured of Chaos. 1 Demon Prince and 3 to 5 units of Possessed. A powerful nexus of warp energies. Units are possessed from the Favoured of Chaos within 12 of the Demon Prince. Benefit of all 3 mutations from the mutation table rather than only 1. So just get access to the whole lot. It's a lot of free stuff, that. So, oh, one more formation. Trinity of Blood. Trinity of Blood. Now, I think these guys get Rage, and now they get Rampage. As well as Rage. Ugh. 3 Corners of Scars. This is your apocalyptic formations here. Apocalyptic Storm. Start this formation's movement phase. Enemy units locked in combat with any models from this formation are engulfed in a scorching storm of rage-fueled energy. Affected units suffer a number of strength 6 AP4 hits with the Ignores Cover special and Soul Blaze specials equal to the number of models in the unit. Any wounds caused by these hits are randomly allocated. At the start of this formation's movement phase, any movement phase is just going to get covered in Crashing Volleys. Weapons used by a model from this Trinity of Blood have twin linked. If they're used to attack a target that's already been attacked by another model from the formation earlier in the shooting phase. You start ganging up with your shooting, get twin linked. Nice, so these Catling guns here, one fires and the others fire. Yeah, nice. Nice benefits there, so no complaints about these. Sometimes you see formations and they're sort of a waste of time. The benefits are so poor, and then you easily forget them during the game. But pretty much all these formations, the benefits are pretty strong. Definitely. Ranged weapons, we've seen those already for the Corners of Skulls. So then, Sorcerers of Chaos here. Any Psycho of the Chaos Space Marine faction can generate their psychic powers from Sinistrum, Heretic, Ectomancy and Geomortis disciplines. Fascinating. 4 new disciplines. So I think the books, they filled the book right out with background story. Really have made it the size of a regular codex. Not sure if they needed to, but that's what they've done. But it's worth taking it for formations. I think you've got your nice rules in there for your Renegade Knights and Lord of Skulls, and then also now these psychic powers. Okay, so we're on to Sinistrum first of all. So the Primaris power is Fury of the Gods. It's a Witchfire power with the following profile: Strength 5, AP 3, Range 18, Assault 1, Blast. Okay, pretty standard. Yeah, not that amazing. Next, Warp Fate. Warp Fate is a blessing that targets the Psyker's unit. Whilst the power is in effect, the Psyker's unit can reroll all failed saving throws. That's nice. Warp Charge 2, but pretty good. Sticking with unit Terminators to get rerolls, nice. Empyragist, however you say it. It's a beam, range 20. It's interesting. Yeah, range 20. It's a beam, strength 6 AP4, pinning. Not that amazing. Not that incredible, really. Armour of Hatred. Armour of Hatred is a blessing that targets the Psycho whilst the power is in effect. All friendly units within 12 of the Psycho have Fearless and Adamantium Will special rule. Nice, that's okay. In addition, whilst the power is in effect, all friendly models within 12 of the Psycho have 4+ invuln saves, only against wounds caused by Witchfire powers, so that's alright. That one's not bad. Fearless, cool, that's handy enough. That's handy enough, that one. It's only Warp Charge 1. Diabolic Strength. Diabolic Strength is a blessing that targets the Psycho. Whilst the power is in effect, add 2 to the Psycho's strength, toughness, initiative, and attacks. That's alright. Yeah, get another one. Again, pretty good. You might well be worth equipping your Psyker pretty, you know, giving him some decent weapons if he has the chances of getting this one. Warp Lure, Warp Charge 1. It's a malediction that targets an enemy Psyker within 24. The Psyker manifesting this power rolls 2 dice and adds their mastery level. The other Psyker rolls a single dice and adds their mastery level. If the enemy Psyker's result is higher, there's no effect. If the scores are drawn or your result is higher than the enemy Psyker's, there's a good chance that if you're rolling 2 and your opponent's only rolling 1 dice, the target suffers a wound with no saves of any kind allowed, whilst this power is an effect, can only successfully manifest warp charge points on the roll of a 6+. Weird. You're pretty good there. Warp charge 1 for that one. So there's some pretty good ones in it. The last one's Death Hex. It's a malediction that targets an enemy unit within 24 whilst the power is in effect. All models in the unit suffer -2 to their invuln saves. All modifying invuns. Nice, this is cumulative any other modifiers to a model's invuln, but cannot make it worse than 6+. Whoa, Warp Charge 2. So there's some stingers in there. Sinistrum, some sinister powers available in that one. It's not bad. Next one is Heretic. It's not Heretic, it's Heretic Discipline. So it might affect, I wonder if it affects vehicles. Corrupt Machine, Warp Charge 1. It's a malediction that targets a single enemy vehicle within 18. If the power is successfully manifested, randomly select one of the vehicle's weapons. Do not include bombs, one use only, one shot only rules that have already fired, and weapons that have been destroyed. Then you and your opponent each roll a dice and look up the result below. If your opponent scores higher, nothing happens. It's 50-50 really. If the results are drawn, then that weapon can only fire snapshots whilst the power is in effect. If you roll higher, you can immediately shoot with that weapon at another enemy unit. The weapon fires using the vehicle's ballistic skill, unless the vehicle is crew stunned or crew shaken, in which case the weapon can only fire snapshots. Yeah, interesting. Wondering if you can use it against, I'm sure you can against things like Imperial Knights. You take one of his weapons and direct that at someone. So, not bad, that one, and you're guaranteed, that's your Primaris, you're guaranteed to get that every time. It's going to go off, what? Chances of it going off once or twice in a game? Okay. Boon of the Iron Beast, Warp Charge 1, is a blessing that targets a single friendly vehicle within 24, whilst the power is in effect. So if you've got a heavy vehicle army, then you might go for this one. Whilst the power is in effect, the target vehicle ignores the effects of crew shaken, crew stunned, and has power of the machine spirit. If the vehicle already has a special, it instead increases its ballistic skill by 1, whilst this power is in effect. If the Psyker is embarked on a transport vehicle, you may still attempt to manifest the psychic power, but it may only target the vehicle he is embarked upon. Okay, so they can all ignore that within 24. Crew stunned, crew shaken results, and they get power of the machine spirit. So if you're on the move, and you want to be slowed down, that's helpful. Scrap Code Curse is a focused witch firepower. It's Warp Charge 1. Targets a single enemy vehicle within 18. The target model immediately suffers D3 Strength 1 AP hits with Haywire. Not bad. I don't think any of these blow away, you know, like really impressive, but we'll see as we go on. Dark Invigoration. Dark Invigoration is a blessing that targets a single friendly vehicle in 24. The controlling player can choose for the target vehicle either to immediately recover 1 hull point, or repair a weapon destroyed, or immobilised result suffered early in the battle. In addition, the target vehicle has It Will Not Die whilst the power is in effect. So then you get further roll later, I believe, and then, yeah, to recover a point again. That's handy. You know, you pass the power and then it happens. You know, when you're trying to repair with a Warp Smith, whatever you're rolling, and you could foul and then you've wasted, so that's only Warp Charge 1. If a Psyker is embarked in transport vehicle, you can only target the vehicle is in. That one's alright. Is that one and that one? Okay. Flesh Metal Hide, Warp Charge 2. It's a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24. If the power targets a vehicle, Then, whilst in its effect, add 1 to all the armour values. Oh no. Oh boy. If this power targets a non-vehicle, add 1 to the toughness of all models in the target unit. That's nice. You have to really try and make sure you roll to get that though. That's annoying when there's a brilliant power mixed in with poorer ones, but if the Psyker is embarked, you can only add it to the vehicle. Right? That one's very, very good. Electro Mortis is a beam, strength 1, haywire, range 18. Cut through 2 vehicles maybe, 3 if an amazing situation. They each get haywired once, not that amazing. Flare Storm, Warp Charge 2. Flare Storm is a focused witch fire power that targets a single enemy vehicle within 18 inches. The target immediately loses D3 hull points. Ugh. For each hull point the vehicle loses, the Psyker inflicts D6 strength for AP6 hits with a rending special roll on a single enemy unit within 12. I like just ripping the stuff off and then like the chunks of metal from the vehicle and hurling them at another unit. That's within 12 of the vehicle units within 12. You can choose a different target for each hull point lost. Wow, nice. So you got 1, 2 really good ones. So if you were like, Master level 2 at least, Master level 3, there's a fair chance you're getting the good stuff. Master level 1, you could end up with not that amazing, so. But there's some brilliant ones in that one, for sure. Alright, next one is Ectomancy Discipline. Warp Shock. Witch firepower, the following profile: strength 5, AP 4, assault 6, range 18. It's not bad. Not that amazing though. Empiric Shield, next one. Is a blessing, targets a Psyker, whilst powers in effect is a 3+ in 1. Okay, not bad. Demon Shriek. Is Nova. It's haywire, it's range 9. It's okay. Coruscating Blaze, Warp Charge 2. It's a Witch Fire. Range 18, strength 5, AP 4, assault D6, lethal discharge. Stat line doesn't sound that amazing, but lethal discharge. After this attack has been resolved against target, roll a dice for every other enemy unit within 6 of the target. On a 4 or more, that unit suffers D6 strength 5 AP 4 hits that are randomly allocated. Not bad, but yeah, it's okay. That's Warp Charge 2. Next one, Infernal Claws. Is a blessing that targets a Psyker. He adds 1 to his strength and attacks. In addition, each time the Psyker hits an enemy unit in close combat, the unit suffers 2 additional strength 5 AP dash hits. It's okay. Not too impressed by this one. Next one's Warp Charge 2, Ghost Storm. It's a blessing that targets a single enemy unit within 18. Single unit, one of your own units. Unless the target is zooming, swooping, or is locked in combat, it can immediately move up to 18 inches. The unit can move over all other models and terrain. Cannot end its move on top of other models. Any model that starts or ends this move in difficult terrain must take a dangerous terrain test. The unit cannot charge in the same turn, and all models count as having moved in the movement phase for purposes of shooting weapons. So you're just shifting a unit around 18 inches. It's not bad. Warp Charge 2. Soul Switch. Sounds weird. Warp Charge 2. It's a blessing that targets a single non-vehicle unit within 24. Remove all models in the target unit except 1. Then swap the position of the Psyker with that model. Then set up all models from the Psyker's unit, if any within 6, and unit coherency of the Psyker, and set up all remaining models from the swapped models unit within 6, and unit coherency of that model. If either unit is locked in combat, the displaced unit is now locked in combat with that enemy. Models cannot otherwise be placed within 1 inch of an enemy model. If either unit was swooping, they're now gliding. Unless locked in close combat, these units can charge in the same turn. Okay, so do you just deploy there, or do you actually become part of? That unit? Weird one, that one. Not so impressed with Ectomancy. The other two I think are better, but we'll see. The last one here, Geo Mortis. It's a Warp Charge 2 to start off with. Rockmore is the name of the first Primaris palette. It's a psychic power that targets an enemy unit within 18 of the psyker that is not locked in combat. All models in the unit must immediately take a dangerous terrain test with no armor saves allowed. Can take inbuns. Psychic power has no effect on swooping or zooming units. So big unit, 10 space marines, roll 1 for each. Just 2 ones, they die. Random allocation. Alright then, next one's Ley Leech. Ley Leech is a blessing that targets a single friendly non-vehicle character in 18. The target immediately regains D3 wounds lost earlier in the battle. That is good. In addition, whilst the power is in effect, the target and all models in their unit have it will not die. God, that's really good. Ley Leech, nice. So the first one here is pretty good. Rupture, Warp Charge 1, is a malediction. Targets a point on the battlefield within 24 of the psyker. Choose the point when the power is manifested. Each unit within 6 of that point immediately suffers a single Strength 5 AP4 hit with ignores cover. In addition, random allocation. In addition, whilst the power is in effect, all terrain, including open ground within 6 of the point chosen, is treated as dangerous terrain. That's okay. It's not bad. Torch, it's alright. Torturous Worlds, Warp Charge 1. It's a malediction, targets all enemy units within 18. Whilst the power is in effect, the targets move as though they're in difficult terrain. Furthermore, whilst the power is in effect, the targets cannot run, turbo boost or move flat out. This psychic power has no effect on swooping or zooming units. Okay, not too... I think that first one's cool. Earthly Anathema is a blessing that targets a single friendly unit within 24. Whilst the power is in effect, the unit has moved through cover, and all of its weapons have ignores cover. Nice. That's handy. Very, very handy to have ignores cover stuff. In addition, the unit does not need line of sight in order to attack an enemy unit in the shooting phase. That is brilliant, as long as the target is in range. It's fantastic. Real nice power, that one. So there's 2 there, I think are really good. Profane Ruination is a witchfire power that targets either a single building or a single piece of ruins terrain. It's quite specialised within 24. If the target is a building, roll a dice on 1 to 3, the building suffers a glancing hit, roll a 4 to 6, penetrating hit. If you targeted a piece of ruins, roll a dice for each unit that is even partially within those ruins. On a 4 or more, it suffers D6 strength 6 AP dash hits as they're struck by falling debris. Random allocation. Not bad, but nothing too amazing. Right, World Rive. It's Warp Charge 3, this is a big one. It's a psychic power that targets a single terrain feature within 24 of the psyker under their line of sight. The terrain feature must be one that can be physically picked up and placed in a different location on the battlefield. Move the terrain to an area of open ground anywhere on the battlefield within 24 of its starting position, so long as it is more than 1 inch away from other models or other terrain features after the relocation is complete. Any units that have all of their models on the piece of terrain are moved with it. If a unit has only a portion of its models on the terrain feature, then the models that occupy the terrain piece are immediately moved off it by their player in the same manner as a model disembarking from a vehicle, treating the edge as an access point. And they have to move wholly within 6 inches of the terrain and in coherency. Models moved in this way must then take a dangerous terrain test. Yeah, interesting. Quite a bizarre one, that one. Not sure how handy it would be in a game. Maybe it would be. To physically move a piece of terrain, be quite, didn't see it coming. So interesting, that one there. There's some pretty good ones on Geomortis. So yeah, they're all okay really. There's a number of good powers for each of those. So you just got the back page here, Chaos Space Marines tactical objectives, just some unique ones for them. No summary on the back here, and then the codex and the book finishes. So interesting review, that one. Traitors Hate, loads and loads of background story and information on that one. The most I think I've seen in a book, you know, comparative to its size there, and then rules just coming in the last quarter of the book really. But they've pulled a lot of information together, and then I guess to make you get the book, they've introduced the new formations and then also the new psychic disciplines as well. So it's sort of matching some of the previous Space Marine releases, sort of bringing them up to the same kind of level, or at least a chance of being at that kind of level. I think Chaos players will be pretty happy. Leave your thoughts on what you think. Maybe choose your favourite formation and some deadly combinations. Leave that in the feedback. I know Chaos players have been looking forward to revamps and to getting their own formations, decent ones and so on. So Traitor's Hate book does that, and there's some interesting psychic powers there as well to use. So, but leave your comments, see what you think. I reckon some new sculpts are needed for basic Chaos Space Marines, Terminators, Possessed, those kind of units. I think they're really long overdue. I wonder if Games Workshop would do it. But leave your comments, see if you agree with that. So there it is, just to mention, gamingfigures.com, this is where I got the book from. They do Games Workshop 15% off, and then if your order comes to over £100, they give you an extra 5% off on top of that. And then in the UK, they do post all over the world, but in the UK, if your order comes to over £40, you get free postage as well. So check them out, that's gamingfigures.com. There it is, Traitor's Hate review. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.